Yes, sir, Ski. Welcome back to the channel today, guys. How we doing? Let me start off by reminding you that I am not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice, so please don't take it as that. Take it more as education and entertainment purposes, right? So today, guys, I want to give a massive shout out to all the apes who have done all the DD along this journey, right, with AMC and GameStop and bringing a lot of things to light, because in my opinion, guys, we are changing the system, right? We are making noise. In my opinion, I think other retail investors should be thanking the apes, right, and not always calling us dumb or like wondering where we're putting our money and whatnot, right? Because we exposed and brought a lot of things, a lot of corruption, in my opinion, right, to the light, right? And now we see some action. We'll see what comes from it, right? But I know that Jerome Powell spoke today, and we're gonna kind of go over that. But I'm also gonna go over, for the ape movement, what's more important, guys, is this meeting that went on with Gary Gensler and the S.E.C, right? So yeah, just want to do that, talk about AMC. Today we're gonna go over some BBIG things and some LUCID information. All right, guys. So if you want to stick around, let's get it. Yeah, guys, so remember, in my opinion, I think that we are making progress. I know that the government, kind of works slower than we want them to, but I think there's a lot of things going on in the background that, strengthens my conviction for the squeeze, all right? And any other stock, really, that's kind of in the same situation like BBIG, where there's a ton of short interest, right? And then retail keeps, trying to squeeze them, and somehow, right, like they're able to block us and whatnot. And I'm gonna give you like my point of view on how they're doing that and why and whatnot, right? So let me open up this article here, right? So U.S. hedge funds, private equity firms to disclose more data under S.E.C proposal. So it was a vote today. It was a proposal. It's not official yet, right? But the U.S. S.E.C Wednesday proposed new rules to aim to boost hedge funds and private equity fund disclosures as it looks to increase oversight of the private funds industry and better monitor systemic risk. All right. So guys, the government knows about the squeezes, right? They know what's going on. They know the mess that is going on behind the scenes, right? Because to me, this proves it right here, right? The private funds industry has drawn fresh scrutiny after hedge fund deleveraging contributed toward turmoil in the U.S. Treasuries market in March 2020, and hedge funds were again the center of last year's GameStop meme stock saga. We'd had issues, the challenges in private funds earlier, and the transparency the U.S. government had into it, and it was scant at best, said Gary, all right? The proposed changes for the S.E.C PF rules would require private funds to disclose details of material events within one business day. Right? We're closing those gaps, right? For them, the corruption, for the window of the corruption, right? Compared with the current quarterly or annual requirement, depending on the firm. The PF is the primary way that these private funds disclose purchases, sales of securities to the agency. Right? And this is on the overall market, guys, not just on AMC, right? But they really are trying to put these laws into place and these rules so that it doesn't happen later in the future again, right? The same situation that we're in with AMC and GameStop right now. The draft rule, which is subject to public consultation, which we're the public, so if we can vote, like, let me know where, right? Before it can be finalized, would also lower the Form PF reporting threshold to private equity funds from $2 billion in assets under management to 1.5 to capture more firms. Pay attention, guys. This is important. U.S. regulators under the administration of President Joe Biden have expressed concerns over private funds' excessive use of leverage, which raises the risk that firms will not have the ability to absorb even modest losses when hit by adverse shocks. All right. And take, for example, Melvin Capital, right? They're down, what, like 25% so far this year because they're all over leveraged, right? And President Trump, something about President Trump right here, right? Had shuddered to gather better data on risks hedge funds may pose to the financial system. All right. Let's just skip this part. Let's see what else right here. S.E.C measures would not see funds publicly disclose the new data, but would help regulators better spot signs of trouble, such as big losses, significant margin, and counterparty default events, material changes in prime broker relationships, and other associated with withdrawals and redemptions, the S.E.C said, right? See, guys, this is what we've been asking for. They're just working behind the scenes, right? Okay, so they're looking for more transparency, right? And here we go. We support the S.E.C's broad goal of obtaining timely and relevant information from market participants in a crisis, he added. All right, guys. So I will link this down below, guys. This is what I'm saying. Like, I know that, you know, the overall, when Jerome Powell speaks, right, like, he tends to bring the market down. And it was crazy today, right? We saw huge pumps in the morning. And it was just absolutely disgusting, like, the end of the day, because pretty much all the gains that in my portfolio were gone, right? And I was up a decent amount in the morning, right? So guys, this is what, you know, we need to spread this like wildfire, guys. Please, you know, if you can, like, comment, share this video, right, with people, with the apes that need to know that this is more important to our situation, to the short squeeze, right? Same with BBIG, guys. Like, any stock that is massively shorted, right, that are involving these hedge funds that are over leveraged. Okay. Let's see. Let's go on to the chart over here for AMC. Start with the order flow. So we have 222 million coming in and 207 million going out, right? Large institutions were loading the boat right here, and retail was in here too. Or guys, what they could be doing, right? I called this, I talked about this, the T+2 system. If they spread out the orders from last Friday throughout until they had until today to settle them, right? So that's why we might have seen this push here where they were actually processing orders, right? And we have been riding the VWAP, and then we went up and we came back down, right? But yeah, people are loading the boat, right? We got more inflow than outflow, and the price is stagnant. Doesn't make sense. Let's go over to the trade and look at these other indicators. I pointed this out yesterday. We were in this bull flag, broke out, formed another little bull flag here. You draw the trend lines here real quick. So we got this little flag here that I'm talking about. And instead of this one breaking to the upside, it broke to the downside, guys. But remember, this is a short squeeze play. We're not in it for the day-to-day action, guys. Remember, we're just waiting for those shorts to close out. And sometimes, you know, the overall market affects us. It's funny because in my opinion, the S&P 500 today helped also boost. Maybe that's what this was, this jump, right? But it also always brings us down with it. Okay, I've seen it bring us down with it more than it has helped us go up. But overall, I mean, the SPY, guys, it was a tricky situation today. You see this pump, right? It's constant, then it broke, came back with strength, and now it broke, guys. The reason it stopped here is because it has support here, right? So if you draw just a horizontal here real quick, this is where it pretty much bounced, right? And it's for a reason, because it has this support, and now we have to wait and see if this support, how the market is going to react. But remember, the market is always forward thinking, guys. And Jerome Powell literally said this out of his words today, that the market prices everything in pretty fast, right? So because of the, you know, everyone was anticipating what was going to happen today, this was the pricing, right? So now that we have the clarity, right, that they're saying they're going to stick to the plan, basically, which is like to start raising rates in March, not any time sooner. He didn't really say, right, that they're kind of going to, like, don't jump too far ahead in the future, because they are going to be in the moment, right? They're going to play it like in the moment, basically, like as the information comes and unravels, all right? But yeah, that's all I really got for the chart, guys. I mean, you see these points where we have to pass through, right? I mean, it was crazy. We were up all the way to almost $18 at 11:30 here, and the meeting started at 12:30, right? So everything was pumping up, riding up until Jerome Powell started speaking, and that's what always usually happens, right? RSI is pretty oversold. We got a cross here on the MACD, right? Hopefully, so tomorrow we could see a green day. And I don't know how long the S.E.C rules and, you know, what they voted on is going to take to come into play, right? But yeah, I mean, we need to get that fear out there to the hedge funds, right? That in my opinion, guys, the squeeze can happen by March, just because of the earnings, because of all this stuff that's going on in the background, right? And basically, with the way, you know, Jerome Powell laid it out today, is that basically until we're going to have the same kind of market, volatile market up until then, right? So it's just, you never know what's going to happen with the market, guys. Last thing on the charts, guys, look, this is what's interesting, right? Is the volume is rising, guys. Like, here, we'll zoom out a little bit. Let's see. Yeah, see, volume is rising. So that's good for us. And then we'll go back to the daily. I always like to zoom out. And this is absolutely insane, guys. This is the most oversold RSI that it's ever been at least in a long time. So it's at 2001, I believe, right there, right on the daily. And the OBV, that's not a good sign right now. I mean, it's coming down. We don't want to see it come back down to here. That would be pretty like a bearish sign, right? We want to see money start to come in and take this OBV up, and we want to see the volume also start to pump, which it is, guys. I mean, we were at 76 million today in volume. That's twice the average of the recent average, right? So let's just go look at the options chain real quick, see where it landed, and a lot of puts in the money, guys. These are the calls. It's for this week, the 28th, right? And not a lot, all the way up till 19, 20 again. This is the focus area, and the max pain is 19, right? So if we get a push, it's going to be very difficult to break 19 and 20, right? There will be a lot of resistance there. And then unfortunately, check this out. I mean, all these puts are in the money right now, right? 16, 17, 18 strikes, 10,000. Wow. Yeah, so what I would want to see, right, definitely is close 20 or above by Friday, right? If we get that market reversal, the S&P to help us, you know, in the next few days, guys, and push us, that's what I would want to see. Because I'm, of course, bullish, I'm apish, waiting for the squeeze, guys. Still holding my shares. Like I said, max pain's 19. Naked short report, always shorting us over 50%, right? Doesn't matter what day it is, right? And then this is what I want to point out, right? So this is the only commissioner that voted no for the transparency rule. It was passed 3-1. Corrupt and disgusting, right? Tagging her, kick her out. Hey, if we can vote her out, let's do it, right? Because obviously she's, you know, trying to keep things the way they were for a reason. Maybe, in my opinion, right? Like maybe there could be some money allegedly. I don't know. I don't know the details, right? But that's just my opinion. But yeah, she was the only one that voted no. Crazy, right? Let's see what else. Yeah, okay. So I know we've seen this pop up, guys. This is the S.E.C. Chicago page. I think this is a real page, guys, because this was since 2014, right? Be a little more sketch or more, you know, a red flag if they had just started this maybe a few months ago or whatever, right? But it's kind of interesting timing, guys. But what happens when a fund what happens when a fund liquidates? Who decides to liquidate it? How investors are notified? S.E.C. Investor Bulletin has answers, right? So I clicked on that link. I'll show you what it says right now, real quick. The S.E.C. can suspend trading in a security if it demonstrates that the action is in the public interest and necessary to protect investors. Find out more about trading suspensions, all right? So it's different than a halt, guys. A suspension usually lasts a couple days, right? It's a little bit, I think it's like a longer thing. But yeah, when you go into the fund liquidation, here's all the information, right? What it is, I'm not going to go over it because we're already, you know, pushing a lot of time. I got to go over some other things. But if you want to read it, guys, it's on the S.E.C. Chicago page, and you click on that link and it's going to take you here, all right? So it's going to talk about, you know, how this all happens and the process and what you need to know. And yeah, so I think that's an important piece of DD, right? If you want to read up and learn, there you go, fund liquidations, right? Not a lot of calls in the money, we know that. Not a lot of volume, we know that. So yeah, just there is gas. I mean, if we see covering or if we see some kind of push that moves us, guys, I mean, there is a lot of 146,000 that could come into the money, right? All right, and then okay, so let's go over BBIG, guys. All right, so in my opinion, guys, you know, the recent jump, it's crazy how these moves happen after hours, right? And this is, again, my idea. I think they're covering these FTDs in the after hours, right? Because they know that it's like yesterday, you know, they knew there was going to be a lot of fear in the market today. So they said, why not cover these and do it in the after hours to push the price up? But then as soon as the market opens, right, the fear is going to hit and bring that price back down. Because they are scared, right? This is for BBIG because they owed the most volume was yesterday or today, yesterday. So the $7 million right here, right? And it had happened again, like when it first started that other run. That's why I had been saying like I didn't think the BBIG run was over. But check this out. This is how they block us, guys, right? So this morning this price, in my opinion, should be well above $6 right now, guys. I mean, when they do things like this, you see this order that they blocked us with. 828,000 shares, right? How do you how do you buy you really, that's a hedge fund, right? And then it doesn't make sense because there hasn't been shares to short. The utilization, watch, the utilization is like at 99. I'm gonna show you real quick. See if I can zoom in. This is for BBIG, right? For today. The utilization, guys, 99.6. It had even hit 100%. So how are you shorting that much if the utilization is already at 99 points? Oh, it was at 100%. The SI is still crazy, 27%, and they owe about 27 million shares. All right. Now everybody had been waiting for this this news, right? So today this 8K filing dropped for BBIG, and let me pull it up. Okay, BBIG right here. It is very long, guys. It's 102 pages. I read through what I could right now just to give you what's important. But yes, Cryptyde is official, right? They're going to release, do an IPO, right? And if you are a BBIG shareholder, you will get, from what I saw, I don't know if that's official, but it said one, for every 10 BBIG shares that you own, you'll get one Cryptyde, right? So it's going to be on the NASDAQ, I believe. And, you know, it's a spin-off, like they had said, which is, you know, Cryptyde, a spin-off with BBIG right here. Let's go back down, and the price is in here, right? So the $10, there is a lot of details, guys, if you want to read up on it. And if you sign up in the email, guys, that's where you get this information, right? Like as soon as they released it, as soon as they sent it, I got the notification and I got the email, right? So just keep that in mind. This is another just piece to it, right? A filing with the US S.E.C. shows that Venco Ventures is proceeding with the spinoff and that Cryptyde will focus its efforts on Bitcoin, all right? Mining and Web 3.0, as well as NFTs. Investors had been eagerly waiting the news for the planned spinoff, which they had seen helping the strength of the balance sheet. Although these key facts, such record data, are blacked out in the filing, the Form 10 shows that things are moving forward with Cryptyde, essentially a holding company, right? Why it matters? Because BBIG has been, you know, prone to a short squeeze for a while now. It has crazy high short interest, and retail traders have tried several times executing a short squeeze on the shares. And last September, the stock jumped from 250 to 1249 in only a few days. And in the more recent short squeeze, it appears that the attempted short squeeze against what's happening to the stock, right? So yes, I am still going to hold. I still believe that there is a lot of upside here, and they're saying it's 22, but it's actually 26 or 25, right? Like I showed you. Yeah, so just be careful though. It is a risky move. They're saying, right, if things don't go as planned with the short squeeze, this could very well go back down to $1.95, right? So always manage your risk, guys. Just want to show you that, you know, the same people, guys, remember, like if we can cause a short squeeze on BBIG, right, we can definitely hurt these guys, right? So these same Jane Street, the same Citadel, they have a lot of shorts and puts on BBIG, right? So it's the same companies, the same hedge funds that are shorting AMC. We've talked about this in the past videos, guys. All right, guys, so that's what I got for BBIG. You know, there is a lot of information that came out today, but, you know, I still think that they have some shares to deliver, right? We're talking about these shorts, and with this filing or this meeting to the proposal, guys, man, we should be able to see more transparency. Hopefully it happens sooner than later, right? All right, last thing, well, let's see, we need to go over the chart of BBIG, guys. Here it is, right? Oh, that's Lucid. Where we at? All right, let's just find it here. All right, remember, like it broke out of this wedge, so now we're waiting for a reversal and a bounce, right, with the chart. Let's zoom in. This is absolutely ridiculous. I mean, like I said, I think they covered the FTDs here. This was in pre-market. And when we opened, guys, we were up 20%, right? We needed to break that 360. They knew we were coming for them, and they put that huge wall, right? And as you can see from the past lines that we've, drawn, this is where it's bouncing, exactly where we have it, because of the past chart that we have been doing, right? So yeah, to me, I want to see the volume definitely keep up. That's going to be the first sign, and then we're going to have to break this level of resistance, all right, in order to start making our way back up. But it needs to be over 100 million volume, in my opinion, for BBIG, okay? If you're a bear, guys, well, then you know that if it breaks this, it's going to come back down. So I'm always going to give you the both scenarios, right? If you're bullish, if you're bearish. But remember this, there's a gap right here that needs to be filled eventually. So it would make sense. It'd be a good time for it to start making its way to fill this gap, all right? Because obviously you can see it right here. That's all I really got for the chart, guys. Remember, when it comes to short squeeze plays, it's more about what's going on in the background, and you can't always rely on the charts, right? Because remember, this was stair stepping. It was looking very bullish, and then it broke down, right? It did give you the signal here where there was a flag, and it broke down, and it broke down. And that's just the overall pressure coming down, right? The fear. Okay, guys, now we can go ahead and move on to Lucid. I don't really have any news articles on Lucid, but I know that it kind of took a hit today. So yeah, this is the 2 minute. And look at this. Why do I always leave those hard lines, guys? Because they do tend to work, right? They do tend to show you. I told you guys if it broke this level, this Fibonacci, right, it would come back down, and look where it is. So just very, very volatile, guys. I mean, but I'm not sweating it, guys. Even I've said this before, like, even if it goes on sale, guys, I still want to end up accumulating shares because I believe in the long-term results of this company. Again, with they're announcing, later on an SUV, a truck, and the Lucid Air that everybody loves. And they're going to start getting that Beverly Hills money, right? They opened up in Beverly Hills. That's freaking, that's going to be a lot of business. Now, what is interesting, look, you're starting to see the volume increase, guys. Right, that's a good sign. And then this is real volume, right? Real shares, in my opinion. And the OBV broke down. That's why you see this price drop too, because that's showing you like the money that's coming in and going out, right? Let's see what else we can look at. Zoom out a little bit. Let's check out the 30 and see where this is all at, right? So yeah, pretty consistent volume. Once we start to see the reversal and the bulls start to come back into the market, guys, that's when you'll see the signs, right? And you'll start to see this move up. Again, the RSI is way over on the bottom, right? It's in the oversold territory. So a lot of technical traders, guys, a lot of big time investors, they use the RSI to trade, right? All they really do is they buy here and they sell up here, right? And if they do that over and over and over, well, they're pretty much secure in profit, right? But you've seen this downtrend. We need to break out of this downtrend in order to start making its way back up, all right? Something to keep in mind is that they do have earnings, guys. They have earnings on March 30th, all right? So remember, like I said, though, it's forward thinking, right? The market is pricing everything in, and that's how they don't have a lot of deliveries, right? They have a big market cap, but it's because the market is pricing them as forward thinking. Real quick on the options chain, right? It's going to give you the sentiment. So we got the calls that kind of went out of the money at the 36, guys. That there was a lot of volume there, right? And then we had more here at the 40, but we can see that more of the puts are landing in the money right now, guys, because of the negative days, right? So 34, 33, and 30. There's a lot of volume at the 30, so there might be a quick dip to 30, guys, and then we'll come back up, all right? Just depending on how the market reacts the next couple of days, really based on the Jerome Powell news, right? The Fed, because like he said, it's already pretty much priced in his opinion, because the market is forward thinking. Now, this is what's crazy, right? Sometimes this works and sometimes this doesn't, where the FTDs, because of the T+35 day where they have to deliver them, I didn't see any massive price increase. Maybe they're going to deliver them more of all at once and you'll see a big run, but I believe they have until this date to turn those in, right? And so it worked on the days for BBIG, but it didn't work for Lucid, right? So that's where I'm like, what the heck is, nothing's ever guaranteed, right? So yeah, that's where I have the BBIG chart. Cool. Yeah, guys. So yeah, that's all I really got for you. Just wanted to bring you, you know, the key information. Just you know, it's the information that you need to make your decisions, in my opinion, guys. Always make your own decisions, make your own trading decisions. But yeah, thank you to everybody. Thanks for coming back, guys. You're much appreciated, and thank you for spending your time with me. And I will be here, you know, that's why it's D's Daily DD, right? Daily due diligence. That's what we talking about, right? All right, have a great rest of your day. Later.